Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. Today we are going to be working on the perfect tense, continuing on from our last three-part series. So you should have watched the 3 videos on learning the perfect tense with ER verbs. So we did a bit of practice with that. We know that to form the perfect tense, we need 3 parts. We need the person that we're talking about, the correct part of avoir to go with that person, and the correct past participle with the verb. So for our ER verbs, we knew we needed E acute. We took off the ER and we added E acute. We follow exactly the same process for RE and IR verbs, except we just change the letter that we add on the end. So, to get us started, what I would like you to do is copy down the 6 sentences or 6 verbs there and put them in the perfect tense, the past tense, using j'ai. Okay, so for example, the first one, we'll do that one together. Manger means to eat. If I wanted to put that in the perfect tense, I would start with the person. So, helpfully at the bottom, we've got all of our people, avoir, and past participles there. So, we start with je. And remember, we need to add this part of avoir on next. So, we need an apostrophe because we can't have 2 vowels together. So, it becomes j'ai. The verb to eat is manger. So, we write that down. But remember, we take off the ER. So that leaves us with MANG. We add on the correct past participle. This is an ER verb, so it's the verb plus E acute. So it would be j'ai mangé. Okay? Pause the video now and try the rest of the verbs. Press play when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, so let's go over the answers for this. First of all, we know that all of these are going to start with je because that's what the question asks us to do. So we're going to put J apostrophe for all of these because we can't have 2 vowels together. J apostrophe, J apostrophe, J apostrophe. Okay, just noticed a wee error here. Choisir means to choose. Okay, so just in case you get mixed up there. Okay, so inviter means to invite. We know we need the part of avoir, so it's j'ai. The verb inviter. Okay, we don't add on the ER here. We add an E acute because it's an ER verb. J'ai invité. Next one, vendre, to sell. Okay, this is an RE verb, so this is slightly different, but the start is the same. J'ai vend. Okay, we take off the RE here. And then let's have a look. We go and we add a U. Okay, so j'ai vendu. I sold. J'ai vendu. Jouer is an ER verb. We're quite comfortable with these now, so it should be j'ai joué. J'ai joué. The next one, choisir, means to choose. Okay, so j'ai. This is an IR verb, so we need to take off the IR. Choix. And then we add on an I. So j'ai choisi. Ranger, to tidy. J'ai rangé. Okay, so there's your answers. We've got j'ai mangé, I ate. J'ai invité, I invited. J'ai vendu, I sold. J'ai joué, I played. J'ai choisi, I chose. J'ai rangé, I tidied. So, That's our questions to start us off. We should be quite comfortable with these now. You can take a picture of these 3 help points if you like for the rest of the lesson, or if you want to copy them down, that's absolutely fine. Just remember you can stop the video at any point to catch up. So what we're going to move on to is something else to do with the past tense. Now remember we're talking about the past tense, so things that happened previously, okay, so not something that's happening now, something that did happen. So let's have a look at the following sentences. What do you notice about these sentences? Pause the video just now and have a look at them. Okay, so you're absolutely right. You can see these sentences have ne and pas in each of them. Okay, so ne and pas means that it changes something in the sentence. Now you might already know, but it makes a sentence negative. So, for example, je n'ai pas voyagé en avion. I did not travel by plane. Okay, so our ne and pas mean did not or do not, okay? Because it's the n'est pas, it's did not in the past, all right? Elle n'a pas acheté de cadeau. She did not buy presents or buy a present. Ils n'ont pas visité le château. Can you work out what this one means? They did not visit the castle. Now remember, ils with an S is they. Okay, they did not visit the castle. And as always, if you see any words that you don't know, make sure you copy them down. If you didn't recognise le chateau, make sure you take a wee note of that. Okay, so we're moving on with negative sentences. So, we had a look at those in that slide there. How do you think we make a sentence negative? You're absolutely right. We need to add ne and pas. So, we can see here, we've got the ne and we've got the pas. Now, there's a rule for where they go in a sentence. We can't just add them anywhere. They have to go in a particular place. So, they have to go around the part of avoir. So, we have that here, the ne part, or the a part. Remember earlier when I said we can't have 2 vowels together? We needed to do this. We needed to put a J and an apostrophe. Now this N has come in, so it moves the je over and it gets its E back because N is not a vowel. Okay. However, N is not just part of the negative. So the full part is ne and pas. Okay. So this is what makes the sentence negative. We need to add an apostrophe because, like I've said before, we can't have 2 vowels. So we can't have ne and a. That does not work. Okay, it has to be ne. Okay. So, je n'ai pas mangé. All right, I did not eat. So the ne and the pas go on either side of avoir. Okay, let's have a look at some sentences. So we can see at the very top here, ne and pas means did not. If you look at the top right up here, ne and pas means did not. Ne and jamais means never. Okay, you might have seen jamais before. Means never. They wrap exactly the same way around avoir. So, there's an example for you for question 1. Tu as joué au tennis. You played tennis. Okay, so this question wants us to put this in the negative and say ne jamais. So, ne and jamais means never. So it's going to change this sentence to you never played tennis, or you have never played tennis. So let's look here. We've got the tu, the ne with the apostrophe, a. This is the part of avoir. Okay, so our first part wrapping around avoir is ne. The second part is jamais. Okay, so tu n'as jamais. And the rest of the sentence stays as normal. Jouer au tennis. Okay? So, try the rest of the sentences here. Vous avez attendu. Attendre means to wait. Il a choisi une voiture. Choisir means to choose. Nous avons vomi. Vomir means to be sick. J'ai fini mes devoirs. Finir means to finish. Okay? So pause the video just now and we'll go over the answers when you play again. Okay, so let's go over the answers. Vous avez attendu. Attendre means to wait, and vous is talking about you, plural. So if you're speaking to more than one person, you would use vous, okay? Vous avez attendu. You waited. This wants to go into the negative, ne and pas, so we're going to make this into you did not wait. Okay, we still start with vous, we still start with the person. Next, we need the ne, okay, and the apostrophe with avoir. So our part of avoir here is avez, vous n'avez, and we need to wrap the other part of it around, so vous n'avez pas, and the rest of the sentence stays the same, attendu. Okay, you did not wait. Vous n'avez pas attendu. Il a choisi une voiture. He chose a car. Okay, so we're changing this into ne and jamais, so we're changing it into he never chose a car. Person stays the same. Il. We need to add ne and jamais around this part of avoir, so il n'a. Remember, we can't have the e and the a together. Il n'a jamais choisi une voiture. Okay. Number 4, nous avons vomi. Vomir means to be sick. So we want to make this we were not sick, okay, or we did not throw up. All right. So nous, this is our part of avoir, so we're wrapping this around again. Nous n'avons pas vomi. We weren't sick, okay. And the last one, j'ai fini mes devoirs. I've finished my homework. Or I have finished my homework. We're going to change this into I never finished my homework. So remember, we can now put je because that n is there now, but we still need to put an apostrophe after the n. Okay, so je n'ai, wrapping that other part around, jamais fini mes devoirs. Okay. Don't worry, if you need to play this part again, that's absolutely fine. This can be a little bit tricky to get the first time, so you can watch this video as many times as you need to get the hang of it, okay? So, let's do a bit more practice about wrapping the ne and pas around the part of avoir. So, we've got 3 sentences here, all spaced out. The first one, je, and then ai joué au foot. Now, usually that would be j'ai joué au foot, but to make this negative, we need to space them out. So, to make this negative, where are we going to put the ne and the pas? You're absolutely right. We're going to put it around the part of avoir. So, je n'ai pas joué au foot. I did not play football. The next one, on a mangé un croissant. We ate a croissant. How would you say I did not or we did not eat a croissant? You would say on n'a pas mangé un croissant. Good. Next one, nous avons acheté la voiture. We bought the car. To make that we did not buy, we take the ne, put it round the first part of avoir, nous n'avons, and then wrap the other part round, nous n'avons pas acheté la voiture. Okay? So, moving back to jamais, let's do a bit more work with this. We can see ne and jamais wrapped around the part of avoir here. What I would like you to do is pause the video just now and translate these three sentences. Now, you might have noticed that we touched on these earlier in the video. So, the first sentence, je n'ai jamais voyagé en avion. I never travelled by plane, or I have never travelled by plane. Elle n'a jamais acheté de cadeau. She never bought a present or the presents. Ils n'ont jamais visité le château. They never visited the castle, or they have never visited the castle. Okay? So, they all have ne and jamais wrapped around the verb. We know now that this means never. So, to say what someone did not do in the past in French, we wrap ne and pas round the part of avoir. To say what someone never did in the past in French, we wrap je, ne and jamais around. Okay? Just remember that if a vowel comes after this, so A, E, I, O or U, we need to drop this E and add an apostrophe. Okay? So here are some more sentences for you to translate. What I would like you to do this time is put them into English and then we're going to make them positive. So first of all, pause the video and put these sentences into English. Okay, so question 1, je n'ai pas visité la France. I have never visited France, or sorry, I did not visit France. It's pas, not jamais. So, I did not visit France. Next one, il n'a jamais visité l'Espagne. He has never visited Spain, or he never visited Spain. Question 3, nous n'avons jamais voyagé en avion. We have never travelled by plane, or we never travelled by plane. Question 4, elle n'a pas mangé de poisson. She did not eat fish. Question 5, ils n'ont jamais fait d'équitation. They did not do horse riding. They never did horse riding, sorry, that's jamais. You can see how easy it is to get mixed up. Question 6, vous n'avez pas lu de magazine. You did not read magazines. Okay? Or you have not read magazines. So, let's make these sentences positive. Pause the video again and try and put these into positive. So this time, you're taking away the ne and pas. Now remember, you might need to add an apostrophe if the je comes next to something else with a vowel. So, pause the video just now, then we'll go over the answers. Okay, so the answers. For the first one, we're taking away ne and pas. That leaves us with j'ai visité la France. I have visited France. Question 2, take away the ne and the jamais. Il a visité l'Espagne. Question 3, take away the ne and jamais. Nous avons voyagé en avion. We travelled by plane. Question 4, take away the ne and the pas, not the manger. Elle a mangé de poisson. She ate fish. This should really be du poisson, I think. Ils n'ont jamais fait d'équitation. So what we're doing here is taking away the ne and the jamais. Ils ont fait d'équitation. Question 6. Take away the ne and the pas. Vous avez lu des magazines. Okay. So, last one. Try and put these sentences into the negative. Okay, this is our last task for this lesson. Remember, what you need to do is wrap the ne and pas around the part of avoir. Okay, so pause the video just now and then we'll go over the answers. Okay, so the answers for this one. Nous n'avons pas pris un taxi. We did not take a taxi. Next one. Elle n'a pas acheté des bonbons. She did not buy sweets. Tu n'as pas appris l'espagnol. You did not learn Spanish. Ils n'ont pas mis des baskets. Je, this one, remember we need to split this up. Je n'ai pas voyagé en voiture. I did not travel by car. Il n'a pas fait beau. It was not nice outside. Okay, you can watch this video as many times as you like. Remember to submit your work online if your teacher has asked you to. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Merci et au revoir.